Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
I'm always learning something new in any mock draft that I partake in, and my latest auction draft that I went through, a $200 cap. It was interesting for me to see some of the values of players that obviously I'm always reminded, especially this year when I start doing new ones for the new year, especially early on when you're doing mock drafts, how some of the best players seem to go through the roof on their value of how much money people will pay on them early in a draft. And then if you go late into a draft, some of the players that get picked up very cheap, like in this particular mock, there was Donovan McNabb went for $4, Javid Best went for $3. These are guys it's not going to be typical to see them go for that. They went later in the drafts where people lost out on losing a lot of money, and so when you're heavily aggressive, that does tend to happen. Again, at this time of year, now that we're heading into the start of July, you tend to get this type of aggressive behavior, but as we move into August, we'll start to see these prices, people start rounding out more towards, I think, what they're really willing to pay as we start to see people gearing up for their real drafts. Some people do have drafts starting in mid-July, so we do have to keep that in mind. For those particular drafts, a lot of online drafts do begin at that time, as we've seen in the big places like NFL.com, ESPN, and so on. So if you are looking at this draft board, you can get an idea of the values of each player for right now, what's going on out there. And once again, we just want to let you know that if you're listening to this out there on the internet, maybe on YouTube for a video, we've got this, what we're talking about here, available for you. There's a link. It should be a link at the bottom of where this video is at, right underneath the text. And you can click on that link. You can go over and you can download this information that we're talking about. You can print it out for yourself to use at your draft. We have that available for you. And if you're also listening to this on a podcast, maybe like Podbean, Mepedia, any one of those, Blueberry, any of those type of places, that should also be incorporated. There should be an article with this as well, and there should be some type of link there for you to get back to the specific page that we're talking about for this cheat sheet or mock draft that we happen to be talking to you about right now. Good luck this season, and we hope that this information helps you have success.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football with your free